Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to my Magic Guide, and I got y'all with some banger information today. I'm going to be starting with the basics and getting to the advanced stuff, and I'm talking relatively quickly because, you know, I like to yap. I got a lot of advice to give, and I don't want this video to get too long because I want y'all to actually learn something from it efficiently. So I'm just going to start right away and get into her basic abilities. Obviously, we know she has her normal sword, so boom. You know she's going to be swinging her sword, and an important thing to remember about her sword is that it actually has damage fall off at range, so you can hit maximum 5 meters. As soon as you back away from that, boom, you can't hit anymore. And at 5 meters is when it's going to be doing the least amount of damage, and when you're close to them, you're going to be doing the most amount of damage. Also, when you're close to enemies like this, you want to be doing a melee weave to do additional damage. So basically all the melee weave is as soon as you kind of hear the impact of the hit, you want to press your melee right after. And you can actually do it faster, and you will get into a flow as you do it more and more. So just boom, you swing your sword, and then you press your normal melee button that you have on like every other character. You just press your normal melee, and you weave. So usually, I always try to strafe in a circle because circle strafing in Marvel Rivals is actually optimal for every character because it saves your momentum instead of moving side to side. As you can see, it's kind of slower. Always trying to circle strafe is better, so practicing circle strafing is really important. And then timing it so that when you're close, you hit those swings is pretty good for dodging incoming damage. So that's a lot of advice I like to give is circle strafing combining with the melee when you're brawling. Usually the enemy's going to be running away, so you kind of want to stay near them, or even they're going to be running at you, so you're going to be backing up and doing that kind of combo. And then usually when you back up, you also want to be placing a minion as well. Whenever you run away, never do your spin, but I'll get to that later. Whenever you run away, you always want to place a minion. Okay, so the next ability is your portal, and I mentioned it previously before, but it does a spin, and it lets you place a minion. So your spin, you want to use for certain combos like this one. Okay, it was out of range, but you want to spin and then dash. The other thing you could do with it, which I'll talk about later in the video, is you can actually use this spin to reveal invisible enemies. Invis woman. So yeah, you could do this to hit invis and pop her out of invisibility, so that's another case where you want to use it. But you mostly want to be using this spin to do your spin and dash combo to kill enemies that are either isolated or far away, but we'll get into the actual combo later. The other one, the most important one, which I'm going to talk about in detail, is the minion, because it is arguably your most important ability. Your minion can absorb damage for you, it can do damage for you, and it gets you armor while doing damage, so it is probably her most busted ability for diving and brawling, especially brawling. If you place a minion on a tank, you're just going to be getting crazy armor. Another thing I like to do with it is place it on Loki clones, because as long as they don't have greens, totems, whatever you want to call it on them, you will be getting armor from them. So if there's nobody near you, you don't have anybody to engage, you have portals to spare, I like to place the minion on Loki clones to farm my armor. Now, your highest damage ability is going to be your dash and your sword throw, but we're going to talk about the dash right now. So every single time you use your dash, you always want to aim to the right. So I use a dot icon. You don't need these goofy, whatever the thing in the middle of your screen is called. What's that called? Slow moment. All you have to know is just put the center of your screen slightly to the right when you do a dash, and you're gonna hit your dashes way more consistently, because if you think about it, this is a third-person game. The camera is over your right shoulder, meaning your character isn't exactly in the middle of the screen. It's actually closer to the left side than it is to the right side, meaning you're kind of going at a diagonal with your dash, so you always want to aim to the right, because you're not going exactly straight. Alright, so another piece of advice for Magik's dashes is you can actually move yourself with the wall and it won't cancel your dash as long as you're somewhat aligned with the angle or you hit it at a slope, if that makes sense. So as you can see, I'm aiming here, but I'll still hit the Luna Snow. So when they're up against walls, you don't have to be perfect with your dashes. And even if it's a flat wall like this one over here, slave on the wall. Good boy. It still works there as well. So you can kind of abuse walls and help yourself slide across them and hit dashes that you might normally miss. So in this case, you would want to aim to the left of them, so you slide into them. That's only if they're pressed up against the wall. Just like I was mentioning before, in all other cases, you want to be aiming slightly to the right. So that dash is going to be the main way you kill enemies in closer combos, like your minion combo like that. Just a normal combo like this. Or like this. It's basically the core. Think of it as the core of all your combos. This combo, we'll talk about all these combos later, because I want to go over another really important aspect of Magik's character, and that is her sword throw. Now, her sword throw has infinite range. It is a projectile, so it's not hit scan. It does have travel time, but it can pierce enemies, and it takes a significant chunk based on the amount of time you charge it. It maxes out, as you can see, there's a circle. Boom, maxes out. You could throw it. Bang, it does a lot of damage. Now, another important thing about it to be conscious about is when you use your portals, throwing your sword actually brings that cooldown back faster. So it doesn't matter how much you charge it, but you'll get your cooldown back faster for your portals. And the more people you hit with that sword throw, the more it'll come back, as you can see. So it's an important thing to keep in mind, because your portal is one of your get out of jail free cards. Well, it is your only get out of jail free card if you don't have your dash. Say you used it to kill somebody, you're gonna need to use your extra portals to run away. So maybe even if you already got a kill on an enemy, like say I engage and I already killed this guy, I might want to just throw my sword to try to get my portal cooldowns. Obviously, I'd try to hit, and then I could run with my portals. And like I said, always place minions when you're running away. All right, now let's talk about her ult a little bit. Now, in her ult, you rarely ever want to use her minions. So you only really want to use minions, say if a team is backing up into you, you place a minion behind them, and boom, you're chunking damage on all of them. Or if you want to zone them. You mostly just want to be left-clicking your main melee and doing spins and dashes. Spins and dashes. Always spins and dashes. So this is one way to do it, but honestly, the most optimal way, in my opinion, is as soon as you pop your ult, you always want to charge a sword throw. Now I'll show you why. Your sword throw in ult, think of it like Bast. If Bast can get blocked by shields, your sword throw can get blocked by shields, so you got to be aware of that. But basically, if you do your sword throw early enough in ult, you start charging it right away. It's like hitting somebody with Black Panther's ult. It actually does more damage. And then you can engage with your spin dash combos and just dash around and do your normal combos. Or you could do your one-shot combo. So this is how you're going to be mainly one-shotting support ults. It's just like this. Oops, fucked it up. Hold on, I'm trash. So you're going to want to do the one-shot combo like this, where you just charge it up and then you just dash into them. And when you have cooldowns on, you can actually do it twice in your ult. If you do it this way, and you're smart about your positioning, and you're smart about everything, you should automatically be getting 2 kills minimum no matter what, because you could do your one-shot combo twice in your ult. Keep in mind, it does get blocked by shields, so you kind of got to be aware. Now, let's go over some basic combos. Now, the one I talk about a lot is the spin dash combo like this. You mainly want to use that because a lot of characters in this game have a lot of mobility to run away from you. So you might engage them, they run away, but you can still close the distance with this combo. Your spin, your portal, left click if you're on PC, right click I'm pretty sure if you're on controller, or right trigger if you're on controller, and you just spin into them, and always aim to the right with your dash. Remember, always aim to the right. And you can kill them pretty quick if they try to run away. Or if you see an isolated enemy like that are on an off angle or something like that, you can engage them and kill them fast with a combo like that. But normally what I try to do is I try to engage with a combo like this, because a lot of the characters in this game, especially supports, have a lot of HP and they can heal themselves very fast. So depending on the support, I usually try to engage with this type of combo to kill them really quick. That's for like Jeff and Rocket, characters like that can run away. Or I'll engage with a similar combo, but I'll place a minion instead of charging my sword throw. That way I have the sword throw for after my dash, where I can do a combo like that, which is another important string of combinations to get a kill. Is if you don't have your dash, for example, you don't have portals and you're in a brawl, you do something like this and you can get a kill, right? So basically that's just your melee weave with the sword throw at the end. Okay, basically all these combos can be interconnected in a bunch of different ways depending on what you want to do. Oops, I pressed Q because I have fat fingers and I'm a chud. And like I did right there, even though I fat fingered, you can actually do similar combos in your ult. And like I said, you never really want to place your minion, but a lot of the stuff in your ult is up to interpretation. So like spin dash, maybe you want to spin, maybe you want to and then throw your sword, because even in your ult, that sword throw is going to get your cooldown for your portals back faster. So usually what I try to do is I usually spin, dash, melee, throw, and then in my ult, or I melee, throw, or then portal and then dash. It's really up to who you're fighting and basically what you're comfortable with and what you're used to. There's a lot of different combos that you can do. Now, An important thing about your minions, which I'm going to go into detail now about now, because your minion is arguably the most important part of your kit. Your minion is going to farm you so much ult charge. It's going to farm you armor. It's going to do damage, and it's even going to protect you. You need to be thinking about how you're using your minions. So one of the best ways to use a minion is in a brawl. When an enemy support ults, they're not getting any more ult charge from their ult. So that's when you want to engage with the minion. Stay in the brawl, and you're going to farm your ult insanely quick. Kingsman talks about it a lot in his new guide. Yes, I procrastinated making this video so long that Kingsman made a new guide before me. I'm sorry, guys. That's on me. I recorded this video once before. It took me an hour and a half to record, and it was too much yap. It wasn't as coherent, so I tried to like condense it down a little bit. I got y'all now, though. But yeah, he talks about it a lot. Supports ult. You could stay in the brawl and just stay in your minion. You're going to be farming armor, and as you're in that brawl, even though you might not get a kill, you're still getting an insane amount of ult charge, and you can farm it insanely quick. If anybody remembers when Blade was released, if you would press shift, go into that blood mode where he can get lifesteal, they would just engage support ults, instantly farm your ult back. It's like the same thing with Magik. Sometimes it's even worth risking your life to get your ult instantly, like if you didn't have it before, so you have it for the next fight. Now, a lot of the times what you want to do is you want to brawl inside your minion. So you want to fight near your minion, like I was saying, because it can protect you and do damage and get armor for you at the same time. You do that especially if you're fighting a tank. You place it on them, you stay near it, you do your circle strafe, and boom. Another thing you want to do is when you're diving squishies, what you could do is you could flick your minion up. So when you dash them and push them up in the air, you're actually going to keep them in that minion for longer. So you flick the minion up, and then boom, it's right on them. So boom, you flick it up, it's hitting them from the ground, and it's hitting them when you hit them up in the air with the dash. Because your dash is sort of like a stun, and you can use it effectively to keep people in your minion. So boom. Another thing that you can do is you can come from the top down with your minion. Place your minion first, and then boop them up into the minion. So something like this. Okay, I placed it too low, but you just come from above, you place your minion, and then your dash stuns them a little bit, pushes them up, and keeps them in it, and you can kill them really fast. So using your minion from the ground, flicking it up, hitting them in a dash, keeping them in it, or coming from the top down, placing it up directly above them, then dashing them so it puts them up in it, can be really good for your armor, damage, all that like I've been saying. Okay, so it's very possible that I might have forgotten some combos. I really can't think of some. I feel like I went over everything, but basically all it is it comes down to, you know, who you're going against, what you're used to, how you want to string your combinations together. Because if you ever watched me, I might hit a different combo on every character. Like, you never know what I'm going to hit, when I'm going to hit it. You know, there's also another combo, a spin combo, where you can actually hit people with your spin twice, but it's really hard. So you kind of pop it, and then you kind of hit them with the initial spin, then back up, and then dash into them again, and your spin will hit them twice. But to be honest, that shit is... I've never hit it in game. I don't think I've even hit it in the practice range. So yeah, forget about that combo. Another one I just remembered. Another combo I just remembered is in your ult. It's actually the flash step combo. You can do it out of your ult too. And it's basically when you charge your sword throw, and then dash at the exact same time. That wasn't it. But basically, your sword throw will look invisible, but it still does the damage. So you'll throw your sword, but you'll stay inside of it, so you won't see the sword throw, but it'll still do the combined damage together. So like, it'll be like you normally threw the sword, except your sword throw and your dash will hit at the exact same time. And you could do it in your ult as well, which I'll probably throw a clip up on screen of me doing it. And that is the best way to cancel support ults, because you can cancel every support ult except for Mantis and Rocket. A lot of what Magik comes down to is how you want to string your combos together. To be honest, her combos are not hard at all once you know the tricks, once you get used to them, once you get familiar. What really happens is you gotta kind of get used to knowing who you're engaging. Like for flyers, for example, you're gonna need to engage them with the spin combo like this. For tanks, you're gonna want to hit them with a combo like this and kind of keep them in it with your dash. You want to use your minions more. It's really up to you. So what I always advise people that ask me is learn her basic combos. It'll take you maybe 20-30 minutes in the practice range to just get completely familiar with her combos. And then you just want to play her. Just play her a lot. Force her into comps you're not comfortable playing her against. Force her into her counters. You'll get used to playing against her counters. Some of them, sometimes it's too much and you'll need to switch. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you to throw. I'm just telling you, you got to practice against every comp. You got to learn every 1v1. There are very few 1v1s you should lose. The only 1v1s you should really lose are against Thor, Daredevil, and sometimes Bucky. Off the top of my head, those are the only ones where you have an excuse to lose. But those are all obviously still winnable. You shouldn't be losing any other 1v1s, but it also comes down to knowing how to play those 1v1s. So, for example, like baiting out stuns, that kind of stuff, knowing what combos to hit on certain characters. So a lot of it just comes down to playing her, knowing how to play her in certain comps, and learning her how to position on maps, because her mechanical skill ceiling is not that high. Alright, so now I want to go over a couple important matchups for Magik. Now, I'm not going to go over all of them, but I am going to go over the ones you're going to see a lot, and the ones that are going to be kind of challenging to deal with. And the first one I'm going to go over is the meta man himself, Magneto, because you might see this guy in every game. I'm not even trolling. But just like Doctor Strange, he does have a shield, and all of your abilities except for your sword throw actually go through that shield. So your minion goes through it, your melee, and your dash goes through it too. The only thing that's going to give you a little bit of trouble is his bubble, because you can't hit through it. But if you place a minion on him, it's pretty easy to break the bubble pretty quick and then just go into a normal combo. So if he bubbles, you can still engage him and just go into a normal combo. The other thing too is both his bubble and his shield block your projectile. So you got to be careful of that when you're in ult form and you want to do your sword pierce. So you can actually block it. Which, my dumbass slave, he trash.
I'm out of it.
As you can see, you can actually kill him through his ult. The only thing that his ult will eat is your sword throw. And that's the same for when you're in ult too. It'll eat your charged sword throw in your ult as well. But yeah, if he pops ult, and he's low HP, you can engage him and hit him through that. It doesn't suck up anything except for your sword throw. So if he's low and Panic pops his ult, if you hit a dash on him, you could kill him really quick out of his ult. The other thing too is you can actually block Magneto's ult with your portal. Alright, so some important things with Emma that I like to do is if she goes into her diamond form and tries to grab you, you gotta try to dodge with your portals. So I always try to save portals for her, because you can actually just dodge them or block it. As you can see right there, boom, blocked. The other thing too is if she grabs your teammates, so say this is my little butt buddy, she grabs him. What I always try to do is I always try to put a minion on her and then just hit a normal combo on her. And your dash obviously doesn't hit her up when she's in her diamond form, but you can still hit the full combo as long as you flick down. After her diamond form, she's basically a free lick. You could just go on her. I usually place a minion and brawl her like I would any other tank. Okay, so when it comes to her ult, your portal actually saves you from it a little bit, so you can use your portal to kind of get out of its way and stop you from getting mind controlled and going towards those thick ass hips. So as you can see, I just use it to get out of the way, and she'd probably track me, but if you know she has ult, I would always try to either play near the payload, play near a shield tank, or play near an edge. And you could also just do your spin dash combo away if you have it. So like if they pop ult and I'm like, oh shit, I'm caught out in the open, but I have my dash, I can get away pretty easy. You just kind of got to be smart and be aware. Alright, so things big ass, I'm not gonna lie, he's overrated as a counter for dive. You always know when he's about to earthbound you because he's gonna be sprinting at you like a dumbass. So when he starts sprinting at you, what you want to do is portal away from him. So as long as he starts sprinting at me, you want to portal away. Right when he earthbounds, you just place a minion on him, and he's going to be running at you, so you just want to back out of his earthbound. And then once he's out of the earthbound, you just hit him with the normal brawl combo that you would hit any other tank. Hit him with dash, put minions on him, that kind of thing. So let's try it again where we have a little bit more room. I see him coming. His big ass is coming. Okay, he's just trash, but you get the point. I put the minion down. The minion's hitting him as I'm backing out of the earthbound. Once I'm out of the earthbound, I can use all the rest of my combos and just brawl him normally. Just like with pretty much every other tank ult, you can also dodge his ult with a portal. So like Strange, you can dodge with a portal by portaling in any direction. Angela, you can dodge. Groots, you can dodge. Venoms, you can dodge with a portal. A lot of these ults you can dodge with a portal, and Things is no different. Just like that. Alright, when it comes to Rogue, you low-key just gotta run for your life, because she's just gonna suck the soul out of you. If she grabs you, you're basically dead, and she gets your OP portal out of you. But if she uses her grab on one of your teammates, for example, Slave, use it on this one right here. Good boy. What I always do is I put a minion on her and then just brawl her normal. I just try to engage whenever I know she doesn't have her cooldowns. And if she does have her cooldown, like her grab, which is a very long cooldown, I run for my goddamn life. Alright, so I briefly mentioned Angela earlier, but something I want to tell you is that even when she's flying around and has her shield up, you can still kind of stun her and let your team kind of clap her shit. So when you hit her with your dash, it kind of like knocks her up in the air and slows her down for a second, which makes her a free lick. And it doesn't matter if she has her shield up, you still do it. She flies relatively slow in the grand scheme of things, so she's pretty easy to hit. As you can see, it kind of stuns her, as long as you know how to track it and you hit it. So using your dash to hit her, it's pretty valuable. Yeah, you can even stun her grab as well, like that right there. Alright, so the way you're gonna fight Iron Fist is the same way you're gonna fight every other melee character, except for like Black Panther, who's a little annoying to fight. You kind of just want to hope you hit him with your dash and stun him before he just touches you, because you're 250 HP and he can one-shot you. And Spider-Man, if you're able to hit him with a dash, he's a free lick, but his get over here you can dodge with a portal. Those are really the only two exceptions, and Daredevil, you low-key just gotta pray he doesn't have his block. But if he doesn't have his block, you can fight him the same way you're gonna fight Iron Fist. And basically, all you're gonna do to win every single 1v1 against Iron Fist is you're just gonna place your minion and sit in it. So if he tries to engage you, you just place your minion, you lurk in your minion, he runs at you, you just keep meleeing him. Alright, even if he uses his block, don't panic, because you still can kill him really easily, even if he engages you and then uses his block, and then starts spamming your bitch ass. Just sit in your... Alright, this guy does not know how to play him. He's infinitely spamming his block. Buddy, you only have it once, gang. Yeah, sorry, my slaves, he's a little clueless. He's a plat peak. Cut him some slack, guys. But yeah, even if he's spamming you, you still want to sit in your minion and just keep backing away from him, hitting him while you back away. And then when you get him low enough, you just want to hit him with the dash. And that dash will kind of keep him in your minion as well. And then he's just going to die eventually. But obviously, you know, my little slave here, he kept spamming his block, so he had hella HP, and, you know, it's annoying. But you got to remember, your minion's also giving you more armor, which is kind of keeping you alive. And then bang, he gets low. You hit him with this combo here. You just burst him down, he's dead. Alright, an important thing I always do against Hawkeye is I always place my minion at my head level so he can't one-shot me. I never really engage with my dash unless I can catch him out, like if he's on an off angle or something and he doesn't have very much support from his team. That's when I'll engage him with the dash, but usually I'll try to dive him normal with a combo like this to insta-kill him, or I'll place a minion on him and just do like a normal combo like this. But normally what he'll try to do is he'll either try to push me away or he'll jump away. And if he pushes me away, that's when I can dash back in and get right back on his ass. Or if he tries to jump away, that's when I'll do the spin combo and try to catch him in the air or catch him when he lands to close the distance. But if he's already looking at you, always place your minion at head level, because that minion can save you from a one-shot headshot and then get a different angle if he's already looking at you. So have your minion save you from a headshot, and then you run for your goddamn life type shit. Alright, so when it comes to Bucky, Loki, what you want to try to do is just breathe when he slips it in. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Basically, all you're going to do when you're going against the Bucky is track his cooldown, his main cooldown, which is his punch, in my opinion. Because it'll push you, and it'll earthbound you. So when he does his punch, he's basically a free lick now. He can't earthbound you, he can't stun you, he can grab you for a second, but all that's going to do is low-key make your melees easier to hit. So basically just track his punch cooldown, and if he doesn't have it and you're brave enough to engage him, usually you want to have already built up some armor before you engage him, because he can 2-tap headshot you. And in that case, you kind of just want to lurk in your minions again to try to absorb those shots and just stay close to him. And don't let him leave your dashes like that, or you're low-key cooked and you got to run for your damn life. The other thing too is his big red balls, they slow you down, so you got to be careful of that too. So yeah, it's harder to close the distance when you're slowed by those, but you can dodge them with portals, so. Okay, so Star-Lord can be a pretty annoying matchup, but a little bit of advice for going against Star-Lord is when he pops his ult, don't pop your ult, slave. Anyways, when he pops his ult, sometimes a charged sword throw can be just enough to kill him, because a lot of the times your team's already going to be looking at him, doing damage to him, and he's going to be like flipping away. So sometimes that extra chunk that your sword throw does could be what finishes him off. So I usually try to look for him with a fully charged sword throw while I'm repositioned to hide and not get touched. The other thing too is sometimes he'll be low enough or close enough to the ground where you can hit him with the spin dash combo and kill him pretty quickly. The other thing that you can do to always win Star-Lord 1v1s though is if they try to abuse their E, they are a free lick. Because when he pops his E and does his spin move, sorry for controller players, but this is the only way I know how to describe it. His E is his spin move. Boom. He pops his spin. You just portal. You're going to be blocking it, and then just stand between him and the minion. And your minion's going to take a bunch of the shots for you, and then you can hit him with the free dash. So once he pops his E, boom, you just place a minion on him. It's blocking it, and then you just kill him. So as long as you kind of know how to brawl with your minion, you can kill Star-Lords, but you never really want to engage from range with them unless you can catch him out like with other characters and just fully isolate the one-on-one and get early damage on him, because his flips are just going to be extremely annoying, and he could just run forever with his jetpacks. Okay, so another annoying character you're going to see a lot is actually Namor. And what I like to do against him is I always like to save my sword throw. Because if you didn't know, when he pops his bubble and goes up in the air, as soon as the bubble hits the top, you can charge a sword throw and instantly hit him with it. As soon as his bubble opens, your sword throw is going to be charged and you can just smack him right in his face with it. So I'll engage with like a normal combo. Like I might even use the spin combo like this on him. I might get close to him and engage with just a normal melee. That kind of combo. Once he goes up in his bubble, as soon as it hits the top, you charge your sword throw. And then boom, you instantly hit him. Obviously, I accidentally clicked it twice because I have infinite cooldowns on, but you get the point. Luna is low-key a free eat. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that's kind of annoying is her freeze. But
nothing traps me.
What did I fucking tell you about playing around? Some of the most important advice I want to give y'all is how to one-shot her in her ult. Alright, so when it comes to Gambit, he's a little bit annoying to deal with because he has his cooldown where he basically flies across the map, and he can do it twice as long as he has both of his cooldowns that he needs. So he could just deadass fly. It heals himself, and he goes mad far with it, and if he has that cooldown, yeah, you're not killing him. So what I usually try to do is I usually try to avoid him, fight his team, let him waste his cooldowns, maybe dive his other support, and he'll be wasting cooldowns to try to engage you and help his other team. And then once he's used his cooldowns, he's a free lick. So you can pretty much engage him with any combo depending on what cooldowns you have, because he's going to be using his abilities to try to keep his team up as you're brawling them or diving the other support. The other thing too is when he ults, the best time to one-shot him, this is another one that's not as strict with the timing. You don't actually have to hit the flash step with the ult, but when he pops his ult on himself, you kind of want to wait for him to jump, and then once he jumps, he's a lot easier to hit in one shot. So the reason you want to wait for him to jump is because if you try to do it without him jumping, most of the time he's just gonna jump over you and you're gonna miss and look like a dumbass. Okay, so Invis is actually pretty easy to deal with in my opinion. So what you want to do is, she might try to abuse her shield and place it on herself, but you know, that's okay with you, because if she places her shield, press F, you can hit right through it and you're gonna be damaging her while breaking her shield. And you're going to be getting your armor for yourself. And then if she tries to push you, or if she tries to jump away and go invisible, you can just re-engage with your spin combo. And your spin combo also reveals her. So when she's invisible like that, go invisible, jump away, just double jump, spacebar twice. You can actually reveal where she is with a spin. So you'll see good players, like I see Kingsman do it a lot, where he'll think he knows where an invis is and he'll just go around like this and spin, or he'll just do this and actually not try to hit them, but just reveal where they are. So as you can see, I found her, and then I can just go in with my remaining cooldowns. Another important thing to note about Invis and other support ults is that your ult lasts 12 seconds. So your Darkchild lasts a lot longer than these other ults. So if, say for example, an Invis, if she pops her ult as a reaction to yours, your ult is gonna last longer than it. So what I always try to do is when I pop ult, she pops hers right away, I'll just try to live, and I know it's gonna end soon, and right as I think it's gonna end, I charge a right click, so as soon as it goes down, my sword throw just hits a fat pierce through all of them. Obviously, I timed it wrong because I'm like yapping and I'm not focused on the game. But yeah, you know it's going to end in 8 seconds, and you can use your own timer on the right side of your screen to assist you. So if she pops it right away, you know, okay, I start charging mine around 5 seconds. And if I can't do the one shot, I just wait, and then boom, it drops, and I hit a fat pierce on her team. And then I can engage with whatever time I have left. And since Magik's ult regains her cooldowns, all of her cooldowns come back after her ult, so you can get free kills based off that pierce you hit with the sword throw. So just keep that in mind for a lot of support ults, especially ones like Invis and Mantis, because you can't actually one-shot through Mantis ult, but you can wait for it to end and use the pierce to break a lot of the armor that they got from Mantis ult, making it do almost nothing. Okay, so as we know, Jeff and Rocket have some of the most survivability in the damn game. I'm not gonna lie, they're really annoying to deal with. You don't really want to use your dash until the last second with him. If you engage with your dash, you do something like that, all he's gonna do is press shift and just go away. So he's just gonna dive down and just disappear and heal up and run for his damn life, and he's gonna be a pain. So you want to use your combos that have a really fast time to kill, like this one. So like this one right here, which I'm lagging for some reason, but you just go up to him and you can insta kill him. And the other thing too is your dash actually hits even when he dives. It just doesn't hit him up. So even when he dives, you could still hit him with the dash. So even if even if he sees you coming, sometimes you can still get this type of combo off on him. That's the same kind of combo you want to hit on Rocket, obviously, because he has 2 dashes and can run for his damn life. So a lot of times I'll always engage with a minion and try to use my own dash late into the fight. When it comes to Jeff's ult, Magik is a very important counter to his ult, because when he pops his ult, it's another one that you can dodge with your portal. So when he tries to ult you, you kind of want to just stand near your team if you have your portal. So when he pops it on you, you dodge it, place a minion on him, and then you can just kill him right away. So you can just kind of insta-kill him. You just want to stay near the middle of his ult. As soon as he pops it and comes near you, you hear the voice cue. You see the water pop up at your feet. You press shift. You go back to the middle, and you just kill him. You want to place a minion closer to him. You want to stay closer to the middle. But yeah, you can easily counter Jeff ults by doing that and save your whole team. Alright, so those are the only characters I'm going to go over for today because my mouth is getting dry. Loki feels like I've been sucking dick all day. Not that I know or anything. But a lot of those things I taught you can be applied to almost any character, like the way you brawling your minions, sit your minion to absorb damage and collect armor for you. You know, using this to catch people off guard and then finish off kills that are already low. That type of advice, a lot of the advice can be applied to all the remaining characters. So yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping now. Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my main channel, follow my Twitch. Love you guys. Peace. Hope this helped you guys. This is my second time recording this, so low-key, I got a headache. Last time it took me an hour and a half. Hopefully this time it went quicker and it's more comprehensive for you guys. And yeah, peace.